to ask the Minister for Policy and Reform what democratic basis proposed conservation areas have, how long it is reasonable for them to be in draft form without democratic oversight, and what plans he has to review proposed conservation areas.
The Minister to reply, Mr Thomas.
Thank you, Mr President. Conservation of important elements of our shared built history is important, just as stated in the Town and Country Planning Act 1999, where it speaks of establishing conservation areas at Section 18, as they are, quote, areas of special architectural or historic interest, the character or appearance of which is desirable to preserve or enhance. The democratic basis for conservation is then described in that section of the law. The priority in planning policy is to have area plans for the whole island in place. A heritage audit is also specified in the action plan for planning system reform. I hope and expect any conservation issues can be addressed as soon as possible.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker.
Thank you, Mr President. I'd just like to ask the Minister what message he would want to send to those people whose planning applications are being turned down, not based on evidence-based, but on the ifs and buts and maybes of some ideas by officers not approved by Tynwald. There is a process for putting in place conservation orders that is not being followed, but people's lives are being affected by these draft orders by officers.
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr President. Planning decisions are made according to law.
Speaker.
Mr President, I take some issue with the statement made by the Minister, in as much as the law says one thing, but these are extra statutory issues that are being given weight in planning applications. Would the Minister then say, if the planning system is done in accordance with the law, that draft conservation areas, which have no status in law, should be completely disregarded?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. I don't think it's appropriate to discuss the finer points of planning law in an open court, but my recollection is that Section 10 clearly has material considerations as a factor for the determination of planning applications and the making of decisions, so I don't in any way believe any decision will have been made contrary to law.